Hello dear students, this is Dr. Vishali Jain, your English teacher. So today we are going to focus on the chapter entitled If I Were You, which is prescribed in your 9th class book named Beehive. So my dear students, this chapter is written by a well-known and great author Douglas James, and let's go through the detailed explanation of this chapter. If I Were You is a play written by Douglas James. Actually, it is a play and it is in conversation manner, right? And you will be very glad to know that there are not too much characters. Only two characters are there in this play, and they are number one, Gerard, whose complete name is Vincent Charles Gerard, and number two, intruder. Actually, intruder means जिसको हम हिंदी में घुसपैठिया कहते हैं, जो विदाउट इनविटेशन और सीक्रेटली और फोर्सफुली घर में घुस जाते हैं, राइट? तो उसका नाम इसमें डिस्क्लोज नहीं किया गया है. ओनली वी एड्रेस दिस कैरेक्टर एज इंट्रूडर. सो let's focus over the summary now. If I Were You is a play written by Douglas James, and it begins with the telephonic conversation of the dramatist Gerard. So my dear students, the profession of Vincent Charles Gerard is a playwright, means he is a playwright, and you have to remember that, right? Now, who was preparing to leave his house in order to attend a rehearsal. And after hanging up the phone call, he starts packing his travel bag, of course. So, while he is engaged in his work, he suddenly noticed an intruder who has silently entered from his right side. Now, Gerard notices that the unknown man resembles his quite a bit and is holding a revolver in his hand even. Now, what to do? Now, you will be very motivated to see that how Gerard has handled the situation very cool-mindedly. Now, the intruder, without wasting any time, asks Gerard to raise his hands up in the air, of course, obviously, because he is the intruder, right? Then Gerard, on the other hand, is surprisingly relaxed and does not panic at the gunpoint also. Now he starts chatting with the intruder and asks his name very pleasantly. मतलब वो ऐसा show कर रहा है कि like he is a just like that person. He is not over smart and thoughtful, but actually he is very thoughtful and very smart guy. Now see, the intruder starts interrogating Gerard about his details. Now Gerard requests him to talk in a comfortable position. Means Gerard बोलता है कि you know ना कि उसने गन पॉइंट पर उसके हैंड्स अप कराए थे, तो Gerard बोलता है I'm not comfortable like this, can I be in my normal position and can we continue our conversation? So the intruder asks him to sit on the chair and they start talking again. He asks Gerard if he stays alone or owns a car. To this, the dramatist replies that he often travels due to the nature of his work, and one of his bags is always kept packed, as there are days when he needs to travel out of the station for some urgent work. Besides, Gerard also tells the intruder that he often talks on the telephone only without meeting his straight persons face to face. Now, my dear students, you will be very सरप्राइज टू सी कि कैसे Gerard इस सारी सिचुएशन को टैकल करता है और उल्टा उस इंट्रूडर को ही कैप्चर कर लेता है वेरी स्मार्टली. Meanwhile, Gerard also inquires about the intruder's whereabouts, and the latter tells him that he is a criminal who mainly robs jewelry. Means his specialization is in the robbing of jewelry. Seriously, robbing में भी specialization होता है. Seriously. Further, he also killed a policeman and he wishes to take Gerard's identity by killing him so that he can evade his arrest completely. And now hearing this, Gerard realizes that the intruder is not as smart as he had assumed him to be. So he manipulates the intruder very wittingly to believe him. And Gerard quickly makes up a story and it states, मतलब वो अपनी story में ही उसको round and round फंसा लेता है. Now it states that he has a mysterious life of his own already, so he convinces him to believe his words and tells the intruder that the police are also after Gerard for a murder. Means देखिए, इंट्रूडर ने एक पुलिसमैन का मर्डर किया है, राइट। तो वो चाहता है कि वो जिराड की आइडेंटिटी को टेक ऑन कर ले, जिराड का मर्डर कर दे एंड ही विल लिव अ कंफर्टेबल लाइफ देयर। बट जिराड बोलते कि मैं तो ऑलरेडी एक मर्डर कर चुका हूँ, तो पुलिस ऑलरेडी मेरे पीछे, अगर आप मुझे मार भी दोगे तो अपने रूप में नहीं, तो आप जिराड के रूप में यू विल बी हैंग्ड ऑन दिस स्टेक, राइट। So now, if the intruder kills him, the police would anyway catch him on the account of Zirad's misdeeds. So there is no benefit. Actually, जो Zirad है, he is telling a lie. He is just manipulating or making a false story to keep himself safe, right? Now, interestingly, the intruder believes Zirad's story when the latter asks him to go to the garage and flee from the house through that route. मतलब जिराड इसको बोलते हैं कि चलो अभी हमारी पुलिस कभी भी यहाँ आती होगी, देखो पहले से ही हमारा यहाँ ट्रैवल बैग इज रेडी, तो मैं आपको अपनी कार में कहीं सेफ जगह पर छोड़ दूंगा, जस्ट गो फ्रॉम देयर। वेरी स्मार्ट, सुपर स्मार्ट। So Zirad opens the garage door and pushes the intruder inside, which is actually a cupboard, and locks him up there. Soon after, he informs the police about the criminal's whereabouts and hands him over to them. Thus, we see that Zirad's presence of mind and alertness saved him from a life-threatening situation. So, my dear student, isn't it a wow type of story? See, जिराड क्या करता है कि वो इंट्रूडर को बोलता है कि चलो मैं आपको, ये हमारा गैरेज का डोर है, इसके थ्रू लेकर चलता हूँ, मैं कार में आपको सेफ जगह पर छोड़ दूंगा, बिकॉज आई एम ऑल्सो एस्केपिंग रनिंग हियर एंड देयर फ्रॉम द हैंड्स ऑफ पुलिस। तो इंट्रूडर सेज ओके। अभी क्या होता है कि जिराड अपना एक, एक्चुअली वो गैरेज नहीं है, वो एक कबर्ड है, कबर्ड का बड़ा सा गेट है, उसको ओपन करता है एंड ही सेज कि आप चलिए मैं आता हूँ। और जैसे ही इंट्रूडर जरा सा ऐसे अंदर सर करके उसको पीप अराउंड करता है, झाँक कर देखता है, जो जिराड है उसको पुश करता है अंदर, राइट। अब उसके हाथ से रिवॉल्वर बाहर गिर जाती है और जिराड बहुत एक्टिवली फोर्सफुल्ली गेट को बंद करके लॉक कर देता है और रिवॉल्वर अपने हाथ में ले लेता है। नाउ ही कॉल्स अप द पुलिस एंड इन्फॉर्म्स द एवरीथिंग, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला। नाउ टू सम अप, we get the moral lesson that we must never be overconfident and on the other hand, मतलब हमने यहाँ क्या देखा कि जो intruder था, he was overconfident, right? So, and on the other hand, we must remain very vigilant about our surroundings, so that even in the tough situations or circumstances, we maintain cool-headedness and we may able to handle any type of critical situations with ease. Right? So my dear students, it's all about the chapter. I hope you got it nicely, and there are some questions also at the end of the video, and you are also supposed to answer them here in the comment section, just to have an idea that how much do you know about the play. And until the next video, keep learning and be safe. Thank you.